We're going to put that up there. So toxic environments, the trying to break through the glass ceiling as a female has isn't new. So one, it wasn't shocking, but still disappointing that here we are in 2022 with everything and it's right in your face, and she says and tell us why she's being forced. Really, she says not by her choice. This decision is forced upon her and she just has to deal with it, just like many decisions has been forced on many of us the past 2 years, and we just had to deal with it because there's an energy of just deal with it, right? That toxic environment of not caring or having any regard, just deal with it. And it's ever increasing. So for mothers and women who are in these environments, and it's getting more and more dark and more vicious. We have from our leadership on political levels to business, even your property management, this feeling of I don't care how I do or what I do. It's been so emboldened and so empowered in the last 2.5 years. It's like nobody's afraid of being disrespectful. You get now a pin, you get an award ceremony, you get a plaque. It seems that way, that this is what's happening. Like you're rewarded. The more vicious and the more dark and the more inhumane, as if that's like, yes. So the requirement of taking emotion and empathy out of the entire ballpark is getting more and more of a demand. It's more and more of a leadership quality, right? Maybe it's because we have so many master classes now and so many books that are being read and stated and talk about the different leadership styles, and we're hearing more and more that the successful ones are the ones that are able to not have any emotions with laying off people and firing people. And now we had 2 years of terminating people based on medical choice, and everybody is not rallying against it. So what's I'm talking about, it emboldened, where now it's like, yeah, if we can get away with that, then this is nothing. Empathy and apathy and sympathy is on such a, I would, it's past low. It's gone. Where people are not seeing her plight as something to rally around, because it's like, girl, I got other problems. Why? Because they have thrown a level of hurt towards humanity that how she was treated, people like, at least you have a job that you had, and I'm sure you have a good pension, and I'm sure you're taken care of, and look at your surroundings when you did your video. You're well off, you're okay. I have bigger issues. So this is a toxic environment, and mothers and women, it's going to rise. Solution. When we talk about independence, and a lot of people will come after the talk of independence financially for women. When you are dependent on others for your sustenance, when you're dependent on the government and these entities, you're at their mercy. They have convinced that you need them. When we had a length and breadth of years where the consumers were told that they needed us. Employees were told that the employers need you. And slowly but surely it shifted, where they've now have the narrative that you need them. It's no different when you're in a narcissistic relationship and finances is part of the tool that's used to oppress and suppress and abuse. going after the money, knowing that it's a financial hardship, a financial strain, or knowing that that topic is going to create some kind of. So you would have narcissists that would take away your ability to provide. You had the ability to provide. You worked your butt off and you had your own. And they'll go out of their way to take that away from you and then want you to just go and get scraps. So listen to what has occurred personally, professionally, and on a grand scheme. You were once independent and you were bringing in your own money, small businesses, mom and pop shops, entrepreneurs. If you're a wife, again, because I am catering to mothers and women, that's my conversation. If you're a wife who had your own career, you bust your butt to have your own career, you're bringing in your own money, the children were under your own benefits, everything was good, and your husband, the spouse, is narcissistic and they know that you are fine without them, they will do everything to take away your ability to provide for yourself and attack that career, attack that place that they know you're standing solid on. So they will attack it first. And they will do everything to rip that away from you. And they know that they're affecting the children, but they don't care about the quality of life of the child and the children when they take it away from you. It's about suffering and wanting you to need, or not you being able to go and have that one thing of consistency. They want your whole life to be chaotic. When you make an integrity decision, they want your whole life to be chaotic. Same thing occurred on a macro level. Small businesses and entrepreneurial places and spaces were demolished, bankrupt, done. You no longer were able to stand on your own. No matter what was going on around you, your ability to provide for yourself, you were able to manage. It's like, you know what, whatever government, whatever you guys are saying, you know what, I'm good. So they had to take that away from you because they need to affect your environment. Micro and macro, it's the same energy. Then once they take that all away from you, and now they know now you have to rebuild, they put in place systems and they put in place obstacles, or they create more conflict to make rebuilding impossible on your terms. Put it that way, right? Then they would have now the audacity to now flip it back on you and be like, well, why can't you get back to where you were? Like, you're able to get back there. Look. Knowing part of the process was to beat down you emotionally, psychologically, and they're throwing a lot of things on you physically, so you might get health issues, diagnosis, your stress level. Everything is coming on you on a physical level as well. So you might not be able to perform and bounce back as you were pre-2020. If something catastrophic happened and took away your business, you had other things. So during 2020, many of you dipped into your savings, all of the safety nets, because you stretched this thing out. Same with a woman that had her own ability to make her own money. You have to tap into your savings as you try to get yourself back up and fight off everything that's coming at you. So traumatic experiences now are coming as a result of those two things: the environment that's allowing this to happen, and no one is standing up and saying, sorry, you've gone too far. And the narcissist themselves, who is coming, if anything, being empowered by the environment that's allowing them to get away with it over and over and over again, especially when they're able to deflect and have everybody else look at all the other shiny conflicts and not laser focus on the common denominator of all of this drama. or decisions and actions by those who are abusing their power, abusing their influences. So with Lisa, the manner in which they handled her right now, it would be very odd to believe that they had a beautiful working relationship. Everything was great all of this time. And then all of a sudden, because that would be odd, wouldn't it? Like all of a sudden, it was blindsided by Lisa and many of you moms and women in corporate. When things are blindsided, like you saw red flags, you saw things, but you were like, no, that wouldn't happen. Not in this day and age. Right? So when it does happen, you do get blindsided because you're thinking the gall, and then you're looking around at colleagues and the environment and society, and everybody's okay with it as a result of going along with it, because now everybody's on a state of survival. Because they've taken away so much and they've attacked so much, everybody is back to that environment of every man for themselves, and nobody's want to rock the boat and defend you because they're afraid that if they can do that to you, they can do that to me. They know it's wrong, but fear keeps them quiet. Fear has been what's been used in every toxic relationship, every traumatic experience and narcissistic that has been able to move on and move on. There's a level of fear that's been injected on the other person to either make them stay longer, afraid to move, afraid to make a decision. Because the fear is what now, what next, what will happen, how could I provide this? The fear. So for these energies to come to this point, there has been a pattern that's been coming into our society that has told people that their pay level and their paycheck equals their silence. We heard it so much subtly that we start hearing people repeat it out loud. Oh, that's above my pay grade. We heard it in cartoons, sitcoms, movies. Then we heard it in the workplace. Little by little, it seeped in, and then it sit in the heart of man, where you actually said, yeah, I don't get paid for that. That's not my problem. Take it to somebody else. And when you take it to those people, they're afraid because they're seeing the level of abuse of power and nobody checking it. And they're thinking, who am I to go up to that? Because humans, we rely and we wait for like a mob before we say, yes, we're going to, right? There's safety in numbers. So if you don't feel like everybody's going to stand for you standing for someone, you're like, I'm not going to be the only one standing for this. And then they're going to replace me like that too. Look how they're replacing you. Fear. So year by year, we've allowed this energy of turning a blind eye because of your pay level and your pay grade, and you don't want to mess that up. Unbeknownst to you that sooner or later it's coming to knock on your door, where now it's going to force you to have to do something, and then you look around for champions and there's nobody championing you because everybody is just like, yeah, I didn't see anybody championing me or championing Sue or championing that person. So when we allow things to happen to the least of these, it comes on your shore and it comes knocking on your door, and you have no one standing for you because no one stands for the least of these. And that's how these energies are allowed to grow. That's how they're allowed to come back and get resuscitated from a flat line. We give them second chances to get back to life. Little by little, we allow them to grow and grow. So it's very important for mothers and women who are leaving for you to be assured that you did the right thing. You didn't jump the gun. By now, as I said, you've already known that you've given second, third, fourth chances, or the violation has been, it could have been a one-time violation that was so atrocious, you don't need to give second chances. Know that you did the right thing, because this energy is going to get worse and worse and worse. For those that are in it, in environments, personally and professionally, ensure that you have in place the ability to support yourself. I know many don't like that conversation and feel like that means that we're breaking the marriage home or the role of a man to be the provider. When men show consistently that they're also a champion of the other role, not just the provider role, but the other role of protector, the protector of rights, the protector of the woman, the protector of their wife, the protector of their children's mental, financial, physical, emotional, because you're not just a provider of just the money. There's more that you provide. So when you, men, show that you are a provider and you're the protector, because providing is one of your portfolios, you're also the protector. So when you show consistently as the protector of all of those things, then yes, there's no worries where you can also be the only provider, because you're also showing consistently that you're the protector. And you are not going to do anything in of yourself that is going to attack that which you say you're protecting. You are making sure that you don't be the worst enemy of the family. You make sure you're not the weak link, so that the family can rest on you as the sole provider, because they have trust and confidence that you're not going to do anything. And the woman that you're asking to hand over, she is confident that you're never going to abuse that role. Until that is consistent, women, mothers, you have to make sure you have your own financial resources. So that is what this episode was dedicated to. Is to empower and to validate. When we saw this with Lisa, it's a validation that, yeah, this whole thing of, no, like, it's a fairy world, a fairy tale that we are equality. No, we're not. It was a reality check once more that as a woman, you gotta make sure you have your own financial bag. Because at any time, the man can pull a narcissistic trait. The man can create a traumatic experience that relates and translate into a toxic environment. And then what? And you have women who are in this quote unquote men's world, who feel they have to compete on every level, including the level of not having any empathy, apathy, sympathy. They also feel they have to be as ruthless or even more, because they say we have to do things and we have to prove ourselves 10 times. So on the ruthless level, that also applies. So being financially sound is important, and the rebuilding, especially when you are coming out of a narcissistic environment, and double important if you're a co-parent, because your mother, part of that, does not want you to stand. It does not want to see you being okay without it, because it needs to see that you are not in a better place without it. Because again, it believes that it was the sun, moon, star, and everything in between of your life. It wanted you to just worship and just, it's like, it has to be your rock. It has to be your everything. So seeing your success without it attacks the core of that narcissist, who is the other parent. So if you're co-parenting, know that that is a serious attack. The finances, seeing that you are well and good without. For the toxic environments, mothers and women that are in toxic environments, having your own finances and being financially secure gives you options. You choose if you want to stay and play in that, if that tickles your fancy, if you get high over it. But then you also have the ability to choose to say, no, I'm good. You're not forced to stay in a toxic environment, because what else can you do? And for those that are coming out from traumatic experiences, having your own finances gives you the ability to have resources to assist you out of that. So being financially sound is very crucial to each one of those examples. If you're a woman and if you're a mother, being financially strong gives you the access to resources to rejuvenate yourself, self-care yourself, love on yourself, right? So that you can be the best version of yourself and you can go through the whole trauma and get all the resources you need. Financial security, if you're in a toxic relationship, toxic environment gives you options. Do I want to stay in this or do I want to go? It gives you options. You're not bound and tied to it. And most of the times when they know that you have options, they don't mess with you, especially if they know that your presence in their business is do or die. If they know if they know without you, things are going to go. So be careful when they say we have somebody you want to train, that they want you to train, okay? Never train them better than your ability. Be very careful. Be smart with that. Especially if you've already seen the signs, all right? And if you are in the example of narcissistic relationship, having the financial freedom definitely empowers you, give you resources, and it's something that you don't have to worry about for yourself and for your children, right? And it's also empowering in all of those categories as well. So Lisa LaFlamme, Canada, male and female, many are shocked, they are upset, and they're moving on as a result of what has been injected into our world. Now you have young women that are going into this world and going into this environment. What is the mirror image that we are wanting our daughters to look like and see when they walk into these places and spaces? Is it the mirror image of toxicity, trauma, narcissism? Is that what, when they look in the mirror as to where they are, is that what we want them to see and experience? And on the flip side, what is the mirror image you want for your daughter, and a mom for your sons? Do you want them to be a rinse and repeat of that which you have been traumatized by? Do you want them to be a rinse and repeat, to be the mirror image of the people that has given you those experiences? Do you want a rinse and repeat? So as a society is individuals. We individuals make up society. It's not this entity outside of itself. No. And you could only control your space. And if everybody takes accountability and look into the mirror and be honest, also look over the mirror and see what we're creating, it would be in society's best interest for us to pump the brakes on what we're allowing to roll out, and we need to reel it back in. We need to reel it back in. Okay? So that's the end of it. And I'm grateful for you to listen and for you to be a part of this podcast and for you to come over on YouTube to see my face as I did this episode. And we're going to keep bringing the content of the reality And if not, I'm just going to share from my own experiences and what I have had to do. So I've had to rebuild. I have had my career taken from me from narcissistic men, because it said the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So people that has a problem with your energy of being ethical, you're a problem wherever you go. And the requirement would say that you need to change, so that you need to conform. This is why it's important that we go back to entrepreneurship, building our own businesses, launching our own businesses, so we create our working environment. We create what it is that we want to show up in every day and spend hours in. So I've gone through all those, and I have had to rebuild. And every time I rebuild, I've had many things thrown at me to knock me off. Like even right now, this episode, coming on into this, there's a lot that was happening today. And one thing after the next, I just deep breathed and said, so be it. I'm pushing through. It's going to be done. It might not be done on my time, on how exactly I wanted it to be done, but it's going to be done, because I'm sending an intentional message out there. And for you mothers and you women, keep sending the intentional message out there that there is no plan B, C, or D. You are leaving and you are creating your version, your mirror image of your success. It's not going to be on anybody's dime. It's not going to be on anybody's agenda. You're determined to have a mirror image for your spiritual growth, your spiritual relationship. You have a mirror image of your financial growth, your financial relationship. You have a mirror image of your health and wellness, your physical. You have a mirror image. You have an image of what it's going to look like with your relationships. You desire to have people around that are really there for you. They are there for you just as much as you're there for them. You desire to have a mirror image where your colleagues, your partners, your friendships, your relationships, romantically, platonically, whatever, you desire for the mirror image of those people to be exactly how you are showing up for them and for the situation. And you're not going to settle. And if that needs to prune, get out, right? And you're not concerned with the chatter that you are hearing or you're sensing. You're laser focused. You're like a horse, right? You're focused. You're focused. And as a result of you throwing that out there, know and be prepared that there's going to be obstacles that you have to jump over, like those horses, those equestrian horses, right? You stay focused, because you know there's on the left, on the right, there's a lot of chatter, a lot of noise. And you just got to stay focused like that horse. Listen, that's my obstacle. Ready, 2, 3, jump, boom. Right? You just go, here comes a corner, here comes a corner. Okay, I know there's a lot going on around me, but okay, I have taken this corner before, or I have prepared for this corner. I just got to stay right here. Stay laser focused. Whatever energies that you're feeling and you're sensing, you stay focused. Stay focused. Desire, no matter what, you're going to achieve the mirror image of the things that you say you are wanting to be a part of your reality, in all of those envelopes, all of those quadrants, some people call it, areas of life, okay? Keep going, keep pressing. Don't give up. You are worth it. You are worth it. After everything you've gone through, everything that you've survived, everything that has been thrown at you, you are worth it. It's not a dream that is so far off, it's unattainable. It is possible, and it is attainable. Okay? So thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. And we're gonna keep going at it. My opalite necklace is, there we go. We're gonna keep at it. And hope you enjoy this episode. If anything, as I said, resonated with you, share. Let me know what you've had to stay laser focus on despite what's been thrown at you. Actually, what has been thrown at you. Because many of you, I know people don't believe your story. They think that it's all in your head. Tell the story one more time, because I'm here and I'm here to listen. When you're like, nobody's ever believed me. No, tell the story, share your story. All right. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. It is now 44 minutes. This is amazing. I wanted it to wrap up on 45 minutes. That's what I'm endeavoring my episodes to be. And thank you guys for watching. This is Lady O. Stay in action with faith and possibility. Walk in and protect your light. Your purpose will find you. Say what you mean and live like you mean what you say. Head on over to Hope Wellness. The many tabs there of the products and services that I have used and many has used. And we've had amazing results as we're going through this journey of leaving and detoxing physically, mentally. Many have had health diagnosis as a result of the stressors in staying in relationships and environments. And these products and services have assisted many in getting to a life that they are no longer just surviving in. They're actually thriving, and they're waking up every morning saying yes to themselves. And every morning they see that they're one step closer, right? They are healing the trauma wounds. They're no longer feeling this sense of not being valued, and they're having a peace. So I was looking at something here. They're having a peace from their inner turmoil. They're able to go through forgiving themselves, no longer regretting making that decision. You know, they're remembering everybody warning them or beating up on themselves for not seeing the signs or not listening to other people. They're getting over that with these products and services, because the products, as you detox and get rid of all these heavy metals, and these are powerful, effective ones. As a 10-year breast cancer conqueror, 17-year fibromyalgia, clinical depression, anxiety, I've gone through a lot of diagnoses. And many of them I knew before. I had to advocate on behalf. Doctors or people didn't have to convince me. If anything, for my cancer, nobody believed, including the doctors. So hence why I said at the beginning, when people say, oh, you have to be diagnosed first to be classified as, I'm like, listen, what I've gone through, I had to convince science to get caught up, because they didn't believe until they now went and get day test. But I had to advocate because I knew something was wrong, because I know the signs. I know what is not right. So many are able to overcome the regret of their decisions. As I said, they're forgiving themselves. They're having a peace from the inner turmoil. So the products assist on a physical level, and the mirror work coaching that I provide assist them in going through that. And ultimately, you just want to be in a place where you are accepting the reality. You've moved forward. You're learning the signs so you don't rinse and repeat. Because many are now doubting their ability to make a decision, because they're like, well, if I messed up there, I can't trust myself. So there's a lot of trust, internal trust, not just external trust, a lot of internal trust issues. And I say to them, no, trust yourself because you're here. Don't beat up on yourself because you should have made a decision sooner. Because we walk through all of that as to the why, and they come out on the other side, forgiving themselves, trusting themselves again, having the peace, the turmoil is gone internally, and on a tangible level, building that security where they no longer ever feel like they have to be forced to stay in environments that's not their best. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.